Have you noticed the quiet sabotage happening inside you? The subtle shifts you don't even register, not because they're invisible, but because they've become part of the background noise of your life. These aren't the things that jolt you awake at 3 a.m., heart pounding. They don't crash in, loud and obvious. Instead, they erode you quietly. They wear down your confidence and clarity one silent day at a time. It's not the obvious temptations, the ones everyone warns you about, the ones that show up in headlines, or moral panic. It's something far less dramatic, but far more persistent. It's a gradual giving away of your own edges. Carl Jung once said that what you don't bring into consciousness will show up in your life as fate. But fate doesn't always arrive as disaster. Sometimes it sneaks in as a habit you barely notice, a habit that seems harmless, even reasonable. We live in a world obsessed with surface-level dangers. We warn of external threats, of obvious addictions, like pornography. Yes, pornography can be a pit, a trap of false intimacy, a distortion of human connection. It numbs, it consumes, it can leave a man hollowed out. But what if I told you there's something else, something woven into the very fabric of who you are, something that fuels the need for such escapes in the first place? Something Carl Jung, the profound Swiss psychiatrist, understood with terrifying clarity. He saw it as the ultimate betrayal, a betrayal of the self, a danger that can unravel a man's soul, leaving him not just addicted, but utterly lost. It is the unlived life. It is the refusal to confront your own darkness, the deliberate ignorance of your authentic self. That, my friend, is more dangerous for men than pornography could ever be, because pornography is a symptom. The unlived life is the disease, the shadow's silent warfare. Jung spoke of the shadow, not some spooky, ethereal entity. It is the part of you you'd rather not acknowledge. The disowned aspects, the impulses, desires, and characteristics you deem unacceptable. Perhaps it's your aggression, your selfishness, your jealousy, or maybe it's your creativity, your passion, your wildness. Anything that doesn't fit the comfortable image you've built for the world, anything that frightens you. You push these parts down, you hide them, even from yourself. But what you resist persists. Jung famously said, "One does not become enlightened by imagining figures of light, but by making the darkness conscious." The shadow does not disappear, it does not die. It merely retreats into the unconscious. There, it grows stronger. It begins to influence your life in unseen ways. Think of it like this. You have a powerful primal force within you. It's a part of your inherent nature. If you refuse to look at it, to understand it, it doesn't go away. Instead, it starts to act out. It projects itself onto others. You might hate qualities in another person. Qualities that are simply reflections of your own unacknowledged shadow. You see their greed, their weakness, their rage, but you don't see your own. Or it can manifest as self-sabotage. You stand on the precipice of success, yet some unseen force pulls you back. You find excuses, you delay, you create chaos. That's the shadow at work. It prefers chaos and unconsciousness to conscious integration. It's a constant, silent war being waged within you. A war you often don't even know you're fighting. This internal conflict drains your energy. It saps your vitality. It leaves you feeling fragmented and incomplete. This fragmented state makes you profoundly vulnerable. Vulnerable to what? To anything that promises a temporary sense of wholeness. A fleeting escape from the relentless pressure of your own unacknowledged self. This is where the allure of passive consumption, like pornography, enters the picture. It offers an illusion, a fantasy. It provides a quick hit, a surge of dopamine that distracts you from the deeper ache. It's a cheap substitute for real connection, for real intimacy, for the vibrant, messy, demanding work of actual living. It's a way to quiet the shadow's whispers, to ignore the call of your unlived life. But it's a temporary silence. The shadow always returns, stronger, more demanding. This isn't about shaming anyone. It's about understanding the mechanics of your own psyche. It's about recognizing the true enemy, the real danger. It's the denial, the avoidance, the fear of confronting yourself. This deep-seated resistance to inner work is the gateway to all forms of external dependency. If you find yourself nodding along with these thoughts, if a glimmer of understanding is stirring within you, know this: you are not alone. This path of self-discovery is the most courageous journey a man can undertake. And if you are ready to embark on it with honesty and grit, then make sure to subscribe. Join this growing community of men who refuse to live small, superficial lives. The price of the unlived life. What exactly is this unlived life that Jung warned us about? It's not simply a life without grand adventures. It's the life where your deepest potential remains dormant, where your authentic self is suppressed. You betray your unique calling. You ignore your soul's whispers. You become a hollow echo of who you could be. Perhaps you pursued a career for money or for status, not because it stirred your spirit. Maybe you adopted beliefs, not because they resonated with your truth, but because they brought approval or comfort. This is the ultimate self-betrayal. You trade your genuine essence for an artificial existence. You live someone else's dream, or you live out expectations imposed on you. Expectations from parents, from society, from culture. Jung often spoke of the human need for meaning, not just a superficial purpose, but a deep, resonant meaning that comes from living in alignment with your inner core. When this meaning is absent, when the authentic self is neglected, profound suffering emerges. This is where neurosis takes root. Jung believed neurosis was always a substitute for legitimate suffering. What is that legitimate suffering? It's the difficult, painful process of confronting yourself, of facing your fears, of making hard choices. The choices that lead you towards wholeness. When you avoid this necessary suffering, your psyche finds other ways to express the imbalance. It might manifest as chronic anxiety, as depression, as addictive behaviors, as a perpetual feeling of restlessness. You try to numb the pain, but the pain is a signal. It's your soul screaming for attention. It's the unlived life demanding to be lived. Think of a river. Its natural course is to flow, to carve its own path. If you dam it up indefinitely, without an outlet, what happens? Pressure builds, stagnation sets in. The water becomes murky. Eventually, the dam might burst, or the water simply becomes lifeless. Your psyche is similar. It has a natural drive toward wholeness, towards individuation. This is a journey of becoming the unique, complete individual you were meant to be. This journey requires you to integrate all parts of yourself, the light and the dark, the acceptable and the unacceptable. To refuse this journey, to continually avoid your inner landscape, is to invite a slow psychological decay. It's to condemn yourself to a life of quiet desperation, a life where every external gratification rings hollow. This pursuit of superficial pleasure, exemplified by phenomena like pornography, is a convenient distraction. It offers immediate gratification. It demands nothing of you in return. No introspection, no challenge, no growth. It keeps you stuck in a cycle of consumption and emptiness. It allows you to avoid the terrifying responsibility of true self-discovery, the responsibility of charting your own course. Jung called this process of becoming whole individuation. It's not about becoming selfish. It's about becoming genuinely you. And paradoxically, only by becoming truly yourself can you contribute genuinely to the world. Only then can you form authentic relationships. Only then can you find lasting meaning. The greatest tragedy is not failing to achieve some external goal. The greatest tragedy is failing to become who you truly are. The path of integration. So, if the unlived life and the unintegrated shadow are the real dangers, what is the antidote? How do you embark on this path of individuation? It is not an easy path. It requires courage. It requires honesty. It requires a willingness to feel uncomfortable, but it is the only path to true freedom. The first step, as Jung always emphasized, is to make the unconscious conscious. You must turn inward. You must listen. You must observe. Begin with ruthless self-reflection. What parts of yourself do you consistently disown? What qualities in others irritate you most? Those irritations are often projections of your own shadow. They are clues. When do you feel a surge of irrational anger or fear? These strong emotions often signal a part of your unconscious being activated. Pay attention to your dreams. Jung saw dreams as direct messages from the unconscious. They are not random. They speak in symbols. They reveal what your conscious mind is ignoring. Keep a dream journal. Look for recurring themes. Look for figures that repeatedly appear. These are archetypes. They are universal patterns of human experience. They are aspects of your own psyche. Another powerful Jungian tool is active imagination. This sounds esoteric, but it is simply a conscious engagement with your inner world. Sit in silence, close your eyes, and allow an image to arise. Perhaps a figure, a landscape, a symbol. Then, instead of dismissing it, engage with it. Ask it questions. Have a dialogue with it. What does it want to tell you? What does it represent? This is not delusion. It is a way to bridge the gap between your conscious and unconscious mind. It's a way to give voice to the parts of you that have been silenced. This takes practice. It takes patience. It demands that you step away from the endless distractions of the outer world. It demands that you sit with yourself, with your discomfort, with your hidden truths. This path of integration is not about becoming good in a moralistic sense. It's about becoming whole. It's about reconciling the opposites within you, the light and the dark, the masculine and the feminine, the rational and the intuitive. It's about understanding that your shadow, while containing primitive and uncomfortable impulses, also holds immense vitality, creative energy, raw power. When integrated, this energy transforms from a destructive force into a source of strength. It's like refining crude oil. In its raw form, it's messy, potentially harmful. But refined, it powers machines. It fuels progress. Your shadow is not to be eradicated. It is to be understood, to be integrated, to be made a conscious ally. This is the essence of psychological growth. It is the journey of the hero, not slaying dragons in the external world, but confronting the dragons within, reclaiming your inner authority. What happens if you refuse this work? If you continue to avoid your shadow? If you let your authentic life go unlived? The consequences are severe. Your spirit withers. Your relationships become shallow. You may achieve external success, but it will feel hollow. You will experience a pervasive sense of meaninglessness. This is the slow death of the soul. You become a spectator in your own life. Others dictate your values. Circumstances control your reactions. You are perpetually at the mercy of forces you do not understand. And these forces, Jung warned, are often within you. Unconscious complexes, repressed emotions. These will direct your life and you will call it fate. You will feel like a victim. You will blame external factors. You will always be seeking, never finding. But for those who dare to embark on this journey, for those who choose to face the discomfort of self-confrontation, the rewards are immense. You reclaim your inner authority. You are no longer tossed about by unconscious impulses. You gain a profound sense of self-knowledge, of self-acceptance. You become genuinely centered. You move through the world with authentic power. Your relationships deepen because you are no longer projecting your own issues onto others. You see them clearly, and you allow yourself to be seen clearly. You find your true purpose, your unique contribution. The meaning you crave emerges from within. It is not something you find externally. It is something you cultivate internally. This is not a simple self-help formula. It is a lifelong process, a continuous unfolding. but every step you take towards greater consciousness. Every shadow you bring into the light. Every aspect of your unlived life you reclaim. Each of these steps builds an inner fortress, a sanctuary of strength and authenticity. It makes you resilient to the external pressures, to the superficial allure of quick fixes, to the pervasive distractions that promise peace but deliver only emptiness. This is the only true path to freedom. Not freedom from responsibility, but freedom through responsibility. The responsibility to know yourself, to integrate yourself, to become who you truly are. The danger of pornography and other such escapes pales in comparison to the danger of the unlived life, the danger of the unexamined self, because the former is a symptom, the latter is a spiritual disease. Carl Jung gave us the map to this inner landscape. He showed us that the greatest adventure lies within. The greatest battles are fought in the depths of your own psyche. Your life demands your full presence, your full consciousness. It demands you face your darkness, not to wallow in it, but to integrate it, to become whole. Your journey starts now, this moment, with a quiet decision to look inward, to begin the excavation. This truth, this raw, unfiltered insight into the human condition, is what defines a true philosopher storyteller. If you seek to deepen your understanding of these profound Jungian concepts, to truly grasp the keys to your own inner world, then I have created an entire playlist dedicated to Carl Jung's wisdom. You will find the link to Jungian Psychology Decoded, Break the Chains of Your Mind, in the pinned comment below. It is a deep dive into the very fabric of your psyche. I want to hear from you. Comment right now and let me know which truth in this video hit you the hardest. What part of your own unlived life or unacknowledged shadow spoke to you most directly? Let your words be a testament to your courage. And if this message resonated, if it struck a chord in your own silent struggle, consider sharing this video with someone you think needs to hear this right now. Because the world needs more men who are willing to do the hard work, the work of becoming whole, the work of living their authentic lives, the work of shining a light into their own darkness. Your journey of individuation is just beginning.